Let's go live to Michael Ware. He's in LA with us as well. Michael, what were the big issues, do you think, that got people to the ballot box in these midterms?
Well, there's a variety of issues. Now, obviously, it is the economy and it is inflation. Reliably, from exit polls to polls leading into this election, that's what people are citing. One thing that's surprising me, though, in the polls leading into this election, an issue like abortion that was energising the Democratic base a couple of months ago was way down the list, well behind the economy. Well, in exit polls today, it's way back up. So what effect that has had, I'm not too sure. And the question is, how much of this is a vote for Joe Biden? How much of this is a vote against the President, Joe Biden? Now, Joe Biden not being energised on the campaign trail, well, quite frankly, many of the candidates would have appreciated that. With the president's approval ratings in the mid-40s at best, low 40s even less in other places, he has a drag on the down ballot. So a lot of these candidates, the Democratic candidates, have tried to separate themselves from the president, rightly or wrongly, who's blamed for inflation and the state of the economy and supply chain issues. And meanwhile, you see former President Trump leaping into this, boots and all. I mean, according to reports, senior Republican leaders had to urge him not to announce a presidential run for 2024 before these midterms. He's now hinting he's going to do it in 7 days' time, announce his run for president, because obviously that cuts both ways. But what it does highlight is that I would have said that at the close of the polls tonight, the 2024 presidential election officially begins. But because of President Trump and his soft start, it almost already has. You have President Trump virtually running against the enormously successful Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has just swept the polls and won by something like 20%, who President Trump, former President Trump, is already taking jibes at and calling him Ron Sanctimonious. Meanwhile, you have President Biden, who has not declared one way or the other whether he'll really run in 2024, and you have a very successful Californian governor, Gavin Newsom, waiting in the wings. In many ways, some would say that the Florida governor ran this gubernatorial campaign almost as a precursor for a presidential campaign. So President Trump jumping in doesn't surprise me, and President Biden holding back, given his drag on the down ballot, doesn't surprise me either.